Hi everyone, today is a declutter video. We're going to be decluttering my capsule makeup collection. I call it collection because that's what it's called on YouTube, but in fact, it's really a wardrobe. I don't generally collect makeup. It isn't something that appeals to me. I buy makeup to use it, and when I don't see myself using something, I will get rid of it. So it's not so much a collection as it is a usable, living, breathing constellation of products that work for me at a particular time in my life slash season slash whatever circumstances I'm in. So we'll start with decluttering this little buggy, and we have base products here. Obviously, I'm hoping to have this little drawer close finally, so we're going to take out anything that isn't within the expiration date, that is used up or isn't being used by me anymore. So let's dig in. The first big thing here that I see is this sunscreen that I use as sunscreen slash tinted sunscreen. And this is Botanical Sunscreen SPF 50 from Australian Gold. This is an excellent sunscreen. I buy it on Amazon. I really totally recommend it unless you are super fair. If you're super fair, it's probably not going to work well because it does have a slight tint to it, and tint is darker than fair. But for me, this is a good summer option. I wear it in the summer. It's a good amount of SPF. The texture is really nice, and it lays really beautifully under makeup. One of the better sunscreens that I've really come across for the face. So it's beloved by me. Unfortunately, has expired. I've used over half of the tube, and the tube is really rather large. It's 89 mils. But unfortunately, when I bought it, I think it was only good for about a year. I will be purchasing it again. I'm very happy with the results I have with this sunscreen. I can unfortunately, as a pretty pale person, which you wouldn't know right now because we've been doing a lot of paddleboarding, so I've been catching a bit of sun. But when I'm normally I sun protect a lot, and I'm a pretty pale person, so this in the winter for me is just going to be a no-go. However, it's a summer sunscreen, quite effective, really lovely texture, and nicely moisturizing at the same time. So great sunscreen. Unfortunately, it is way too old, so it's really going to leave now. Bye-bye. Then I have a foundation. It's a very lightweight foundation. It's by Terra Sheer Expert Intense Mimetic Camouflage Technology Perfecting Fluid Foundation. This is such a long name, but I like generally by Terra products. They do tend to work for me quite well. I have a #1 Fair Beige. This is a good skin tone match for me across the seasons, especially in the winter time. But I have been using it as very lightweight coverage, as a lightweight coverage foundation slash concealer. I really never wear foundation all over my face. I concentrate it around the center of my face when I need to. And this is a really nice, easy option to use. I especially like using it with a thin sponge, like one of those sponges that you get in cushion foundations. So I basically buy a bunch of those, and I really like them for application of a product like that. It's very skin-like, indistinguishable from skin if worn in a nice thin layer. There's not a lot left, so I will be running out of it soon, but the texture is wonderful, and I would consider repurchasing, and I would recommend it as well. It's that good, but only for lovers of a pretty light, very natural coverage or no makeup. I think this is a good guy for those purposes. He is going to be staying because I do like it. Then we have, here's a base that I have used up. I haven't cracked open another illuminating base quite yet. I really like this one. This is Juice Beauty, the Organic Solution Phyto Pigments Illuminating Primer. I've actually gone through 2 of these bottles. This is the second one that I've completely finished, down to the very end. You can't really tell, but the product that's left over is just around the outside of the bottle. It's really not pumpable anymore because there's just not enough of it to pump because it was laying flat. It kind of distributed the remainder, the puny remainder of the primer around the edges. So really great primer. I don't use a lot from Rms Beauty. I tried a few of their products and I haven't liked anything except for this primer, and this primer I liked enough to purchase twice. So it is a big testament to its effectiveness. It's not greasy. It is illuminating, but it's like really fresh looking, non-greasy, and it sets, which I like. I like it when products set. I actually don't love it in most cases. When products remain really tacky on the skin, I usually will powder them down. This one sets on its own, and in the winter, it's a lovely, lovely primer to wear. However, I ran out of it, so it's now being decluttered. There's this lovely piece that I have very little left of, and I'm not in love with the foundation. I used up probably like 7/8 of it. So there's a very, very small amount left. And this is Physicians Formula Organic Wear Silk Foundation Elixir. To me, this is a better version of the Kosas foundation, you know, the watery one, the serum foundation that Kosas has. I think it's very similar, much cheaper from Physician Formula, and I think it wears and applies better. So if you like a serum foundation, then getting this one over the Kosas is a good idea. I actually sold my Kosas one because I was not a big fan of it actually. So this one is, I will consider finished. There's a little bit left there, probably around this much. And I just don't see myself using it up. I'm kind of over a texture like that. I do prefer something like a creamier product that is easier to apply, that doesn't run, isn't watery. But is very, very lightweight. So I think there's just better options out there for me, and this one I will consider finished, complete, done, out. And then we have a piece of makeup that I've just started using, and I'm actually quite impressed by the design and the idea of it. And it's one of those discs from Lee Swatier. And this is Portfolio Correctors in L19G1. I guess it's the lightest one they have. It has the pastels in it. You see there's like a little bit of a green concealer, several shades of skin tone, and a little bit of a lavender to cool down or lighten up any of the surrounding shades. And this is really, really handy. This is a pretty thick concealer. There's a lot of pigment. It covers pretty well, and I really like the artist palette layout of it. It's convenient. You can really mix up any color you want. If you have a little bit more redness, you can mix in a lot of the green one into the flesh toned concealer. If you want a little bit of a highlight, you can take a little bit of lavender and mix it in with the concealer that you're using and really brighten up your cheekbone area. So there's a lot of leeway to be creative and to get particularly and exactly what you like in terms of your concealer. So if you are looking for this artist palette sort of vibe, I think this is excellent actually. These are not the creamiest. They're a little bit dry, but that also increases wear time. So you have to warm it up with your finger as you're using them. So, I mean, I'm still fairly new to them, these concealers, but you can see that I've been making a dent in certain colors and that I've really been enjoying them. So this guy is definitely staying. It's very new to me, and I actually have been enjoying it. So why not keep it? Of course, I will. Two concealers that are also going to be staying are Bareminerals Bare Pro concealers. These are some of my favorite products to do a very, very quick, very lightweight, very easy makeup application. They're in stick format, so they're great to travel with. And I have quite a bit left in each of them. I have them in two colors, my winter shade and my summer shade. My summer shade is Fair Light and my winter shade is Fair. These are a favorite. I've been buying them more than once, so I am keeping them obviously. They're perfectly functional. If you like lightweight concealers, they're not bulletproof, but they're very convenient. So if you like a lightweight, convenient concealer that's easy to blend and extremely easy and quick to apply, Bareminerals Bare Pro are something that you should take a look at. You might really enjoy the outcome. Then we have a Tarte Maracuja Creases concealer in the old packaging. That is the last backup I had of this particular concealer, and I used it up. I love this guy. It's probably one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite concealer ever. And this one does require setting with powder. It does leave a radiant finish, although it does wear a very long time. But if you like a radiant finish, you will really enjoy this one. It's very moisturizing. If you like a matte finish, then you will have to powder it, as I do. But it's a favorite. It'll be repurchased. It's now sold in a different container, just a regular doe foot container, I believe. So I will be repurchasing it. I have a few concealers to get through first, of course, so I'm not in no hurry. But this one is one that I will go back to because it's just that good. I've been using it for years. It's an excellent, excellent concealer. And I don't mean I've been using this particular tube for years, but I've been using this brand and this line of the concealer, this particular kind, for several years, probably maybe 6 years, maybe even more. But really lovely. Unfortunately, it's completely finished. There's nothing to squeeze out. I'm done, and it's leaving my little box. I have a mini Becca under eye corrector that I will probably need to repurchase sometime in the fall. I don't use it a ton, but I do use it enough. And I haven't found a corrector that I actually enjoyed more. I don't like the Benefit corrector as much as I like this one. I don't like the Pixie corrector as much as I like this one. I do like the Bobbi Brown corrector just as much. And this one's a little creamier, so it depends on what preference you have for texture. But this guy is really lovely. I will continue using it, so it will stay. Lastly, I have the remainder of my RMS Cover Up Concealer. There's not a lot left there. Very, very little, really. I think I'll probably be done with it before the end of the year as well, and probably move on to another pot concealer. I have a couple of them awaiting to be cracked open, but the RMS one I did enjoy. I just don't think I like it enough to repurchase, but I do like it enough to finish it up. So the RMS is staying as well, but its lifespan, I am thinking, is going to be limited. So this is what we have remaining. Perfect. This is a good amount. This is kind of what I was hoping for, something that will close, you know, the drawer will fit back into my acrylic case and it will do its thing. So very happy with this portion. Let's move on to powders. Here I have an assortment of different things. There is a bronzing balm, a couple powders, a couple of samples of smoothing primers, etc. So let's start there. Let's start with the smoothing primers. I have the Clarins Instant Smooth Perfect Touch here, and as you can see, there's barely anything left at all, so I think worth finishing up. I'm going to keep the little pot in here, and I will just work through it and finish it up within the next few months. I really don't love pore perfecting primers in the summer because I actually like wearing as little as possible in terms of face makeup in the summer. Usually a powder foundation of some sort if I need one, maybe a touch of concealer, and oftentimes nothing. So this guy will have to probably wait until fall to be completed, but I'll keep him around. It's not, there's really not much left, so I do want to finish it up. I also have Porefessional sample and Porefessional from the Benefit and the Porefection from Lorac mattifying primers. I want to try these guys and see if maybe I like them more than the Clarins primer, but these ones I haven't even really cracked open yet. I'm going to put them aside for now. I have the Marcel BB Cream Bronze Beauty Balm here as well. I am not sure yet how I feel about it. This is new. I just got into it. Just started using it. I am not yet convinced that this is a thing that is going to remain in my makeup wardrobe, but I'm willing to give it a chance, so we'll see how it goes. I'll keep it for now. We have a Tarte powder. This is a Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. I have finished it up actually completely, so it's an empty container. It can definitely be decluttered. And I finished it up to the point where I actually took the sifter off because I wanted to use up the whole thing until the very end. I really did like it. It's a nice pore smoothing powder. Will I buy it again? No. I have other powders that I like better, but it was good enough to finish up and I am happy to have it done. So this one goes. Lastly, the last powder I have in here is my Guerlain powder foundation. and that's what I'm wearing today. This is Parure Compact Foundation with Crystal Pearls SPF PA++. I have already hit pan on this guy. This is the darkest powder that I have, and this is the color that I am right now. I'm right now about probably the darkest that I go in general through the year. So this is me being very, very tan right now. This is the darkest powder that I have. This is my summer shade when I'm like really have caught some sun. As you can see, I've already hit pan. I don't think I'll use it up this year, but maybe next year. Well, we'll see. There's really not much in it, actually. It's only 9 grams, and the powder is very, very soft. I like this powder. It's a very luxurious, obviously very nice Guerlain powder from the Parure line. And I do even have a little sponge in here that I have never used. I just realized I'll use it at some point, I'm sure. But this is a lovely, lovely powder. I really don't need to get rid of it. I'm going to use it up. It stays. Lastly, I have my current loose powder of choice. There's really almost nothing left here either, so I will be using it up and completing this powder. I would imagine there's probably about 3 months use, 2 months use in it, because I don't use a ton of powder, but I do set my under eyes and stuff like that whenever I use the concealer. And this is Color Revolution translucent finishing powder. This is very smoothing, actually really good quality powder. The packaging is not the poshest, but it is actually a very, very good powder. So if you see Color Revolution powders on sale, I'm not even sure if they make them anymore. Did Color Revolution go under? We used to have a display in my local pharmacy, and so hence why I picked it up. I don't know if the display is still there. Hopefully they still produce cosmetics, because I actually really, really enjoy the powder. I think it's a very, very finely milled, beautiful setting powder. It mattifies and it completely blocks and blurs the pores, which is really what the powder is all about, to hold your makeup and make your skin texture look smoother. So that's what I have here. I haven't decluttered a ton from this little compartment. I was hoping to do better, but I guess I don't have a lot in there to go through and declutter in the first place. So as you can see, it's a different day. My kid presented a little bit of an interruption, which is totally fine. We're going to just get back to where we were. Where we were had to do with decluttering up the cheek products. And we are going to start with this empty over here. And this is my Guerlain Meteorites blush. I have completed it, as you can see. It's done. There's nothing left over. I definitely liked it, but I'm not so sure that I would like it enough to repurchase it for the price that it was. It was a nice, beautiful, gentle pink color. I enjoyed it. It's done. The next 3 blushes I'm actually going to be keeping. These are my favorite powder blushes that I own, and they are butter blushes from Physician Formula. I have them in 3 different colors. Basically, I could probably get by just with these 3 and nothing else. I would if I was more of a makeup minimalist, but we're getting there. So the colors that I have are Vintage Rouge, and this is my favorite. It's a slightly peachy neutral, and definitely is the one that I use the most. So there's a little bit of warmth to it. It's not what I'm having on today. As you can see, I basically put a little dent into it, and I will continue using it probably until it's gone or until it goes off. Same goes for the other 2. We have Plum Rose, which is a very basic neutral contour slash blush. Basic color. This one is actually going to be probably very good for everyone. And then we have a baby pink here, which is called Rosy Pink. And it looks like this, which is a nice winter color. Winter time, I do like to wear slightly cooler blushes. So all 3 of these are actually going to stay because I use them all the time. This is my core trio of blushes. If all of the other ones were missing, I would do perfectly fine with just these 3. So keeping. I have 3 cream blush products, and there's some decluttering to be done here. First of all, I have an RMS Beauty Signature Set Mod Collection. It is very, very well used. It's a nice little cream color palette. I do like it, obviously, because as you can see, I used up a ton of it, but it is getting too old. I'm not really comfortable using it anymore because of the age, so I am going to let it go. I will open a new one soon, and start the same color combination over probably this winter, because I really enjoyed this color combination. Especially, I'm a big fan of a Living Luminizer, which I'm using all the time, and I really like this blush, which is Spell Lip to Cheek. So I think it's either Spell or Smile. I'm not sure, because I'm not sure if the names are flipped or straight up as they're presented on the box. Either way, this coral orangey color is actually really flattering on my skin tone. This is finished, complete, and done, mostly because it's expired, but also because I used up a ton of it. So this one is decluttered. I have another Rms cheek product here. It is Lip to Cheek in the color Beloved, and this is their, ooh, I really closed that tight, and this is their red color, which obviously I use quite a bit. As you can see, it's quite a pigmented little blush. I really like it. I enjoy having a red, like straight up red blush. It looks pretty gosh darn good, and also this kind of a tone will suit everyone, so I don't think there's going to be a person who's going to look badly with this. It's just a question of application and the amount of the product that you distribute over your face. So this one is going to stay. I still do like it, and it's still not expired, so it will survive this particular declutter. However, the thing that won't survive this particular declutter is the Kosas Velvet Melon Color and Light Cream. I am close to being completely done with this duo, and it has a highlight, which is actually really nice, and a blush color that is actually also really nice. This is right up my alley. However, there is a problem with it. It's not very pigmented, which is actually good for me. But the other problem is it's way too emollient. It doesn't ever settle in. It's always remaining very tacky. I have a problem with that. So that's probably why I didn't use it up completely. As you can see, majority of the product has actually been completely used up. There's about maybe a third to a quarter of it left. Unfortunately, I have to say that this has expired, so I wasn't able to completely use up the product because I wasn't as fond of it as I could have been, and it has gone off. So time to get rid of it. Let's count it as done. There is one more cheek product, actually, the cream cheek product that I didn't realize I was still kicking around in here, and this is Vapor Beauty Aura Multi-Use Stick in Spark. This one I'm almost done with, almost completely done with. There's very little left, and I will be calling it done, mostly because I believe it is expired as well, and I don't like being someone who uses expired products on their face if I can avoid it. So this has been with me for over a year, so definitely I would say time to let go. I did enjoy the Vapor Beauty sticks, work really well for me, so I did enjoy it, and the RM multi-use sticks are very convenient. So if you're into clean beauty, Vapor does still make these, I believe, and they are quite good quality, and you can get a smaller size so that you can get through your cream products without them going off. And this is something that clean beauty, unfortunately, is rather known for. Their products don't contain preservatives in the same way as cream products do in the traditional chemical-laden makeup industry. So these don't last quite as well in terms of how long they stay good for. I will count this as done for now, so this one is also being kicked out. I have a total of 4 bronzers. The one that I'm using the most right now is this Terracotta bronzer. I opened it fairly recently, so this isn't something that I've been having kicking around for too long, although this is not the newest edition, but I haven't cracked it open until fairly recently. This is Pose d'été bronzing powder duo. They come out with this terracotta line from Guerlain every year, basically. As you can see, it's nicely well used. It's a bronzer that I probably use the most frequently because it's, for me, not so much a bronzer as it is a cheek, all over cheek color. So I get away with it just as one color. I really like the packaging. It's very beautiful. Obviously, you can see the quality of Guerlain. It's a wooden packaging, this particular style of packaging. I really like it. I will continue using it. It's a great product and I'm happy with it. Basically, I have nothing bad to say about it. I have another terracotta powder from Guerlain. This one's a lot older, a few years old actually at this point. And this is Terracotta Terre d'Ete. Tan enhancing bronzer, face and décolletage. Also a beautiful package. I really like white packaging for the summer. This is great as well. I do prefer their wooden packaging that they've been going with lately. I think it's just much nicer in hand, but this is very, very pretty as well. This is a giant bronzer. There's 20 grams here, and I've hit pan and used up quite a lot of it. Unfortunately, this has gone off and it's just too old. It still smells like terracotta products do, so I'm thinking probably someone else might not consider it expired, but I've just had this particular powder for so long that I don't feel comfortable using it on my face. I feel that it's time to let it go. I have another bronzer that I'm using currently that does a very similar thing, if not the same thing. And I will just continue purchasing terracotta products whenever they come out with a color that suit my skin tone. This one, the Terre d'Ete, it's time to go. It's just way too old. So I'm considering this one done. I do use right now, this is probably my most basic bronzer that I have that works basically anywhere on the face, anytime. This is Bareminerals Invisible Bronze in the color Tan. And it is a tan. You would assume it to be a darker bronzer, but it is not. It's very, very good color for my skin. It does appear in the box to be possibly luminous because it's baked, but on the skin it just appears skin-like. It doesn't look like it has any shimmer or glitter or anything like that. And it's a lovely little bronzer. As you can see, it's very new, so I will continue holding on to it and using it. And I would recommend checking out Invisible Bronze, especially if you're someone who likes no makeup type of look. Hence the invisible part of it. It looks quite natural, which I do like. The last bronzer that I have here is actually a product that I will call probably done today, and this is Burrit Bronzer from Rms Beauty. Probably my favorite liquid bronzer at the moment. I haven't found anything that suited my skin tone better. There is a small amount of product left around the edges, however, it's started smelling funny, and so I'm counting it as done. I would repurchase Burrit Bronzer in the future just because I've had such a good experience with it. It sets up on the face fairly well. It's not something that I pull for in the summer because cream bronzers aren't a summer thing for me. I especially like more mattifying powder products in the summer, but to each their own. I do like Burrit Bronzer in the winter just to give the face a little bit of a hint of color. And the color really suits me very well. So I will probably be repurchasing it in the future. This is my second tub of it, or container, little tub of it. And I've been very, very happy with the product. However, this one is completely done, so it goes. And we have two cream highlighters that I am going to keep both of them. One is Magic Luminizer from Rms, and I have a pretty good dent in it. I still like the product. It's still not gone off, so I am going to keep it and use it up probably completely. And then the second one is Living Luminizer from Rms, and I basically can say the same thing about this one. The texture on these products is quite different, although they're both highlighters, but the texture is really different. So I'm happy to keep both. They're great products. They still work very well for me. I do prefer cream products in winter just for extra moisturization. So they'll probably survive one more season in my makeup drawers, makeup box. And after that, they'll probably be done. However, for now, they're keepers. So this is what we're left with. I'm happy with the result of that declutter. There's not that much, very manageable, and I will continue using all these products over the long haul and declutter them again in the next 6 months to see what this particular little capsule is looking like at that point. Next, I have 4 glitter objects, and God knows I love glitter. I have a couple here that are very new to me, so I really haven't had a chance to expose myself to these particular products enough to feel a very strong way about them. And this is Touch and Soul Metallic Sparkling Foil Pigment. And there are 2 different colors here. Number 7, Aurora Taupe, which is very, very nice, and Warm Option Cream Peach. So these two I'm going to keep because I just haven't created an opinion about them quite yet. So I will continue working with them. I have a Pixie by Petra glitter here. It's called Crystalline Liquid Fairy Lights. The color is crystalline. This is done, actually. It's completely empty. It's hard to see through the packaging, but it's actually done and dry and done. I used up almost everything that was in this particular tube. Would I buy this again? Probably not, just because I've moved on to other formulas, but it was a fun thing while it lasted that goes into the empties. And finally, I have a depotted bit here, and this is Tati Beauty depotted glitters, which I obviously enjoy enough to have depotted and been using, and I will continue using them until they're gone. I've hit pan on a couple of them even, so there's definitely some serious use going on here. But so far, I like the formula, and this formula is a keeper for me. I have 3 eyebrow products in here, and all 3 of them are basically complete, done. We have a Lise Wattier eyebrow pencil, which you can see is a little nub that isn't easily sharpenable at this point. I really liked it. I may consider repurchasing it if it's on sale, but I probably wouldn't pay full price for it. I would pay for this guy, which is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I have a couple of uses left in it. That's all I have left, and today it's in my brows. That's what you're seeing in my brows. Very easy to use, very skinny, very intuitive. And it even has a spoolie, which is actually quite a good spoolie. There isn't anything about this product that I don't like, apart from the fact that there's not a lot of product in there, but you kind of expect that with a super skinny pencil like that. You expect to have not much there. I do recommend it, and I'll probably be repurchasing the e.l.f. It was really quite handy, and it wears pretty well. I was disappointed with the eyebrow pen from Marcel. It was a little dry when I bought it, and it's basically a marker. I expected a pen when I purchased it, but it was a marker, and it wasn't. It was a piss poor product. I would absolutely not recommend it, and I'm getting rid of it. It was half dry when it arrived. It felt like, I think it probably was on purpose, but I'm not sure. But I couldn't get any use out of it because it was just so user friendly. I think Marcel needs to rethink their strategy with that one. We have 5 eyeliner products around here. Several pencils, 1 liquid, and a gel cream liner, let's say. So the cream liner is the Bareminerals Baseline Silky Cream Eyeliner in deep brown. This guy I'm using, as you can see, so a good amount of use on it, and I will continue using it. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it, and it goes right back into the box. I am going to be continuing to get my money's worth out of it. Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner. My favorite. I love this guy, and this particular one was a mini, so it's a tiny nibbin. So if you like a very thin precise line, there's nothing that beats this guy. It's fantastic. It's completed, it's finished, it doesn't work anymore. I get a decent amount of use out of these, and I will continue to repurchase them. They're just that good. Then we have a Marcel Hypoallergenic Luxe Cream Eyeshadow Plus Liner. It's basically a cream eyeliner in the fat little pencil. I do like it. I love the color, really. The color is what stands out. It's this golden yellow color, and it wears really well. It wears pretty long. My favorite way to wear it is actually in the tear duct around the corner, inner corner of my eye. And I just do a little dab here and there, and it gives me a lot of brightness, a lot of color, which makes it very easy to apply. You see, I don't really even need a mirror to apply it as I stab myself in the eye with the pencil. But it's a nice little pencil. I've been using it. I will continue using it. It's more than satisfactory, let's just say. And 2 of these are out. So we have a Kiara Weiss brown eyeliner. I have no idea what the name is. Everything wore off, and I basically have none of it left. They have very nice metal caps, which obviously you keep and reuse with eyeliner refills. And then I have an Estee Lauder Double Wear Black eyeliner, stay in place eyeliner, which was fantastic. I really liked this formula. It was budge proof. It really wore very, very well. And this one is completed as well. So these 3 are leaving and going into the trash because they're done, and these 2 are staying, and I will continue using them going forward. All right, let's finally talk about mascaras. I have a lot here and I definitely need to clean that up. I've only been using a couple of them lately because the rest of them are expired or dried up or finished. So the ones that I'm still using are the Volume Booster Lash Primer from Essence. This is kind of running low. I do like it though. It's really quite a nice little lash primer. If you're into lash primers, this is a very nice cheap alternative of the same kind of product as Smashbox and Lancome make. They make a similar kind of primer. There is also a similar primer in Dior line, but they have a different brush. However, the result is very similar. So basically, I like them all, but this one is the cheapest option, so probably I'll stick with it. I also am still using the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. This one's on the out soon, but still going strong. And then Expressionist mascara by Well People is my bottom lash mascara because of the tiny little brush. The brush looks like this, so it's truly like very bottom lash friendly. So those are the 3 that I'm still actively using. The other 5 are actually finished. My least favorite of them was probably the NARS Audacious mascara. Very spiky brush, kind of hurt my eyeballs, so didn't really love that. The 4th place is taken probably by the Tartiest mascara by Tarte. I did like it, so this is like a 7 out of 10. This is a pretty good mascara. I did enjoy it, and I would probably purchase it again if it was on sale. Then there was Lise Watier The Element mascara. And here what I liked was the really fluffy brush. I'm actually a big fan of fluffy brushes. It doesn't have to be big. I don't like huge ones, but I do like ones that are fluffy and give lots and lots of volume and lift to the lashes. And then for the first place, we have the Guerlain Cils d'Enfer in 01 Black, and the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. I like those about equally. So all of them are going into the empties. In terms of lips, this is what I have, and this needs to be dwindled down. So let's talk about it. I have here a few balms, lip balms. Yeah, about that. 3 different lip balms, and they are actually all completed. There's a Moisture Balm Citrus Cardamom from Spa Ritual. That was a very luxurious balm. I used it kind of everywhere, not just on the lips. And it is finished, so I was very, very happy with this product. I probably won't be repurchasing because it's a little too pricey for just a balm. I can get something very similar for a lot less money, but I did really like it. And then I have 2 Clinique Pep Start Pout Perfecting Balms. Both of them, one was clear, one was in the red color, and both of them are completely gone. So I was happy to complete all 3 of these. Then we have a few liquid lipsticks. In total, I have 4, and all 4 of them are actually used up completely. There is, I mean, you can probably scrape some out from the walls, and if you take the stopper and all of that, I'm not into it. It's just a little too much work for a simple lipstick for my blood. I'm just going to call it done. All 4 are done. I have 3 from Physicians Formula Healthy Lip Line and 1 from the Bareminerals liquid lipstick line. I liked all of them. They had different scents, but they had very similar consistency, and they had a very similar dry down, very similar formula. So for all intents and purposes, these are kind of a very similar product to each other. I'm finished with all 4 of them. Talking about lip pencils, I'm currently just having 1 of them in use, so I no need to declutter anything here. And this is Color Statement Lip Liner True Instant Color from Milani, and the color is 04 All Natural. My lips are lightly lined with this color right now. There's not that much left, so I suspect that next time we'll be talking, I'll be decluttering a nubbin of this. But I'm happy with this, and it's a very natural, very basic color for me. What I like to do is I really like filling the corners of my mouth with it. I don't know why, but it kind of gives the lips a little bit of definition and fullness. So giving the corners a little boost sometimes is all you need, and you really don't need to line your lips to create the fullness. You can just give yourself a little lift in the corners of the mouth. Anyway, the only color I have, the only color I need right now, so it will obviously stay. I have two lipsticks here, and one of them is from Burt's Bees and actually is requiring a repurchase because I actually really like it. It's Burt's Bees Matte Stick in the color 425 Buttery Blush. This one just expired. I really like the color. I like the formula. It's a lightweight matte formula with medium to light pigmentation. So it's a very unique take on what a matte lip looks like, but it's a very natural, very lightweight, beautiful, moisturizing, unique matte lip. I like it a lot. I think that the formula is genius. I wish the packaging was nicer because it's very janky and not luxurious whatsoever. But I will be repurchasing this color, and I might even check out other colors and see if maybe something else interests me. I wish to have this in a peach as well, so I'll see if they have a peach. But this one is definitely expired. The smell changed a little bit, so it's time to let it go. I'm about halfway through the lipstick. It happens to me. I don't wear lipstick a ton, especially during the pandemic, because what's the point? It rubs right off into the mask. However, I recommend this guy. I like it, and I will probably repurchase it fairly soon. It's the only other lipstick that I have apart from this Guerlain lipstick. I don't remember what color it is because it's a limited edition color. It just was through this spring or summer. It's pretty new. I have it in this limited edition case. It's very beautiful, very luxurious. It's an experience, user experience. And it is this bronzy peachy color with a bit of a pearl, which is not normally what I like. I like more matte formulas or maybe something glossy and shiny, but pearl is not usually what I go for. However, I fell absolutely in love with this color, and I love it on tan skin. I love it on pale skin. I love mixing this color with other colors. Right now, I have layered this color over the top of this Maybelline stick crayon thing that I'll be talking about next. But this color actually surprisingly was very good for me, and I am going to continue using it until it's gone. And finally, we have a bunch of lip crayons. That's my preferred method of wearing lip color because it's just the most convenient method. And I have mostly Bite Beauty here and a couple of Super Stay Ink crayons from Maybelline. So those are my preferred formulas. Both of them are matte. So the Bite Beauty formula is a little bit more creamy. This guy is more silicone-y, very thin, and dries down a little bit more. So out of the Maybelline pencils, I'm actually going to keep both of them. I'll tell you which colors I have here. My colors are Change is Good, 85. This is the one I'm wearing under the Guerlain lipstick today. And the second one is Trust Your Gut, 10. And this is a very nice neutral, which actually is quite similar to the Burt's Bees color, which makes me want the Burt's Bees maybe in a slightly different color because I already have this color in Maybelline. These smell a little bit of confectionery, so if you like a baked goods vanillic smell, you might like this. It's quite sweet, so a little bit too sweet for my taste, but it's lipstick, so I don't really care. It works really well, and it wears very nicely as well. And then we have the few of the Bite Beauty ones. I have finished one crayon in the color Glacé. I'll probably be pulling another one out, repurchasing it, because I do like the color. If they still make it, I will be looking into it. I like Glacé. It's a good color. It's finished. And the other three are kind of being actively used by me, and there's a decent amount still left, so I'm going to continue wearing the other three. They're reasonably new, and the colors are Rose Hip, the red. I have a more fall option of a darker color, which is Framboise, Raspberry, and then we have the third one, Leche. which is a favorite of mine as well, and a favorite of mine of a nude color. So all of these are a keep. The only one I'm letting go of is the one that's finished, the Glacé. I will be probably replacing it because I do like the color as well. So this is the giveaway box. It is smaller than my usual giveaway boxes because normally I give away a lot more, but this just indicates that I'm coming to a place where I don't have a lot to give away at this point. So these guys are going to leave my personal makeup wardrobe and go live with someone else. I'm gonna find another home. And this box is the more interesting box. This is my empties and expired products box. There it is. Most of these are probably more empties than expired, or at least partial empties. So that's pretty good. That's 6 months worth of decluttering. Every 6 months or so, I like to go through my stuff and do the same thing over and over again until I have just the essentials and the basics that I really, really like. Now, still for my liking, I have too much crap. This is a good amount to get rid of. I'm anticipating within the next 6 months to have about the same amount again to get rid of. And I will be doing that basically until I am completely comfortable with the amount and the quality of makeup wardrobe that I have. I'm happy with what I have right now, but there are things that I need to finish up and just to probably not repurchase. That's how I'm going to cut down on my stuff. I'm going to finish things up and not repurchase them. Tell me, do you declutter similar to me, or do you have another way that you do it? Do you declutter about the same amount or more or less? Are you more of a makeup hoarder? Are you less of a makeup hoarder than me? Leave it down below. I'm just curious. How are things going for other people? Let's amuse each other by sharing the details of our personal makeup decluttering journey. Let's call it that. Leave that down below. I'm really curious, and I think a lot of people will have fun kind of reading about each other. I am looking forward to having this repeat at the end of the year. Probably around the beginning of 2022, I'll take another stock of my makeup and maybe get rid of some more stuff. But that's it for today. See you guys later. Have a wonderful day and good luck. Bye-bye.